Okay, if you're just logging in, please watch the video following this one. Don't worry, we won't have these problems during the webinar. Everything will be solid. I just wanted to add, like I said, just watch the video that plays after this one. I just wanted to add that we're gonna lean towards the business credit now, and how the relationship with the personal credit and the business credit actually blend well together. So during the webinar, we're gonna really touch on a lot of the personal side. A lot of this stuff can be easily researched, so we usually try not to like the obvious things that everyone says is still relevant to this day. It's still the way to raise your personal credit score and things like that. Well, what's going on? Yeah, I was just telling Coco I'm just only gonna be here like for a few minutes. Like I said, we working on a presentation and information for the ebook and more so like the personal credit. So before I just got booted out, I was just making a statement like this is not going to happen tomorrow. So this is not all this getting booted out and all that. It's not going to happen tomorrow. So we're going to be using a different format and stuff like that. But I just wanted to just basically state that we're going to lean a lot since everything that I touched on. We're going to touch on a few things I got a lot of questions about, and then we're going to lean more towards the personal credit and little tricks to raise the personal credit score up a couple hundred points, and then how they both relate to each other. Nah, we're not using them because it's glitchy too. So I got a lot of things going on that's what I'm saying. That's what we're trying to work them in too. At the same time, we try. I got an audio that I got to do later, and then I got a few finishing touches to put on the ebook. So it's a lot of stuff still going, and then I still got to jot out notes. Even though I could pretty much freehand all this stuff, it still got to be like like some kind of schedule. Like, okay, we're gonna talk about this, then this, then this. So that way, you can always look at the paper and see when you've gotten way off base, and that way you can keep everything going. Because when you really explain all this stuff, you can sit and talk about this stuff for 8-9 hours and never repeat the same subject because it's so many variables to it. So we'll make sure we use the software that's reliable, doesn't glitch up. We won't be in our office. We'll probably be at the office at the beach. Resort quality internet, and shouldn't be any problems and stuff like that. So still trying to figure out the format, still trying to figure out the presentation. I just figured since like a couple of people that just bought tickets, if they get to review the last couple of webinars plus the daily sessions, they'll have a good idea just from reviewing that information because that's not on YouTube. So to sit and do a third one covering the same info, you know, adding like 2 or 3 things would seem like it'd be a waste of time. We might as well like try to broaden it a little bit and then touch on it like a little bit, and then would really just broaden everything to the personal credit, which is really what people. And then I might even touch on the real estate. That's what I'm saying. We still seeing trying to get it in a good time frame to where it's like I like to give people what they pay for. I don't want anybody to be leaving like, damn, I just feel like I just got cheated. You know what I'm saying? I hate that because we don't beat people out of anything, and so different stuff that people already address online. Internet is a big place, so we want to make sure we got people doing research. So because I started out with personal credit before I got into the corps and corporate credit. It's like a natural progression. So just checking to see if the same stuff, the little company we had, if that stuff still works, what doesn't, what does. Um, what information is readily available out there. Don't want to keep repeating the same thing, even if it is true and it's like a universal truth. You can just mention it as a footnote, but you don't want to really, you don't want to have a whole hour just talking about, look, just write letters and get them to take negative stuff, like the same stuff that's everywhere. You want to give something that you can't get anywhere else, like good inside info. Because I could just spend a few minutes just on the UCC part of it, and you can't Google that out. Like you could sit here and open up another window, and you can't Google that out. And I was already talking about this like last year, so this is still not on the internet. This is still not anything that anybody's talking about. And really, when it comes to personal credit, the whole trick is, I don't care how bad your score. It does matter a little bit how bad your file is. But in actuality, I don't really care how bad your file is. Like if your score is 5 something or close to 5, like you can only have a certain amount of bad things on it. So if there's 8 bad things on it, and I put like 8 good things on it, and your score is 5, it'll bring it up to 7. Like, it's just math. It's like it's common sense. So the question only arises, like, how can I add good stuff to it? How do I do that? And then some of that stuff ventures into what's already online and stuff like that, and it ventures into like even the old technique we used to use. Like, you can still go to a bank, open a bank account, get a secure loan against your savings, and make payments, then go to a second one and then a third one. That still works. Problem with most people is, and this is just a little glimpse into what we're gonna be talking about. Like, the problem with most people is, like, they probably already flagged in check systems or telecheck or something like that. But what most people won't realize is that there's banks out there, you can easily Google them out. Like, I could hit the favorites button and give you the website. And there's banks that don't have anything to do with check systems at all. Like, they won't check systems. You can still open a bank account and you can still start the rebuilding process all over again. And I don't really, I could sit here in 5 minutes and really give an overview of the whole presentation and ruin it for everybody, because it's just that simple. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can set up lease agreements and rent agreements or sublease agreements. Like, everybody that complains that where they live at, the clerk of court won't take their promissory note. I promise you, if it has anything to do with real estate, a lease, a rent to own, anything, I guarantee you they eat it at the recorder's office. I guarantee you that, no matter, in all 50 states plus territories, they'll eat that. You know what I'm saying? There's a space on it for real estate. The county recorder is primarily real estate. They'll eat that. You know what I'm saying? So you could attach that to your place. You could sublease a piece of the house or a piece of the apartment to yourself, even if you don't own it. You know what I'm saying? That shows up on your credit report. You know what I'm saying? Just the regular basic stuff. It's a lot of basic stuff, but it's just a combination of things. Like, that UCC really means a lot. Then, of course, you get secured cards. People, like, during the earlier stages, was having a problem finding a bank that would secure a loan against a CD. Get a Citibank secured personal card. That is secured by a CD. Minimum balance, $200. Get your Wells Fargo secured credit card that reports to all the agencies. Minimum amount to deposit in the CD is $300. They report to all 3 credit bureaus every month. Like, that is a loan backed by a CD with a bank. Like, Bank of America, same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, your combination of these things, finagle you a phone from Sprint or Nextel. You get the phone to report, the UCC to report, like 2 or 3 secure cards to report, and then get you a loan from like Prosper, places like Prosper.com and stuff like that, like peer-to-peer lending, and they report. Like, there's so many small companies out there that you could send them your money, and they'll loan you some money, and all they're making money off of is the interest, because they got your money already, and you just got to shoot them an extra $60, $70 in actuality. But they reported to all 3 credit bureaus. So once you do all this stuff at one time, your score might take an 80, 90 point dip, and then you just leave it alone. Make your payments. No more inquiries. No more searching for nothing. Whatever you need, you get it at one time. So that way, as you paying, your score steadily goes up. Any inquiry, will drop it back down. So it's like, it's all on there, and leave it alone. Let it build history and stuff like that. The UCC will help with a past history, because you can write up, a lease for quite some time. You can just realize all of a sudden, look, I've been charging myself for this space and for the last 3 years, so let me get in and write this out retro. So I mean, it's a lot of different stuff. Like I said, to explain that, it'll take like 5 minutes. But so it seems like even though they got websites after website devoted to it, of course the obvious stuff, once you get in position, pay down what you have, make deals with your creditors, write letters to get incorrect stuff off. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all that stuff is still relevant. So it's really hard to, that's why it's been so long. It's hard to really present that kind of information, because it's not as broad as business credit. Business credit is completely different. So it's not as broad. Personal credit is basically simple. I mean, if you got 15 things on your report period, 9, 10 of them are bad or negative. I mean, and if you're still hovering above 5 something, like, all you need to add is a couple of, like, 5 or 6 more positive, and let them gather time, 60, 90 days, and, as they grow, the score will grow. But that'll push you up a buck and some change easy. And if you do have incorrect stuff and you get a couple of them to come off, push up another 30, 40 points. Like it's not rocket science. So and later on we got a guinea pig already. We're gonna pull this my annual credit report. We're gonna censor out the, you know what I'm saying, the vital information and let everybody see it for themselves. And that way you can see the score, you can see what we do, and then you can see it afterwards, and you can see it for yourself. Like it's real simple. I mean, that's really that. That's I don't know what else to say after that. That is really that simple. It might sound like it's not, but it is. And so we're gonna touch on that in the webinar. Like I ain't really mean to spoil it for people. Nah, it's not mentioned at all. This tax requirements don't matter at all. What a UCC filing is, all the UCC filing is publicly stating that, like, without any details given whatsoever, it's just publicly stating that we have some kind of arrangement, and whatever our arrangement is, this is what you put up for collateral, and it's letting the world know it. So that way, if somebody else approaches you, say you putting your car up as collateral. So if you go to get a title loan and they search your credit, it'll show that there's a company or individual that has a UCC file against that car. So that creditor automatically knows, like, do you have anything else? Because if I come to sue you or come to take it back, I'll never get it because someone already publicly filed a piece of paperwork that says that you owe them that if anything goes bad. Now the details of that agreement is what you file publicly. So that way you got the UCC that just says blanketly, like, look, whatever y'all doing with her, this and that, or him, like, you can't touch this because I already got claim to it. I already filed the proper paperwork. If stuff goes south, that's mine. So whatever else they got, you can back it by that, and that's all it is. But the details of how we doing it, what the payments are, what the terms are, that's the juiciest part. That's what you want to get in your file. So that way that shows everything instead of just blanketly saying that, well, okay, well, you know, it is obviously in good standing. There's no liens, no judgments or anything else against it. So it's obvious that it must be in good standing, but we don't know the details. So we just have to really judge it kind of, you know, with a grain of salt. But yeah, there's no tax requirements. Tax requirements have to do with your structure. That's a good question. I get a lot of questions about taxes. Taxes only matter if you make money, and usually at the building, and I mean profit. Like at the building stages of most companies, they really have no tax liability. Like until you start making some money. Like if you buy computers and you spend time and you actually do what you should be doing is breaking your time down per man hour, and like if you're in the real estate, the time you spend driving around, not just the gas, but what are you worth per hour? You write that down. So far, like after a week's worth, and if you ain't finding anything interesting to write a contract on, you might be 80, 90 hours in and no profit, no income, no nothing. You gotta write that down. You gotta write that down. The company owes you them 90 hours. Like that's a loss. So even if you do hit a nice like deal and a nice contract, whatever the commission or profit is, that gets offset by what you've already, with a company who owes you. Like you've already rolled around on your own gas. Like you got to keep the receipts. That's why you see businessmen at the tank. They got to keep receipts for your expenses. You got to. And this is how you justify it when it's time to pay taxes. You go to the accountant. Look, I can show you where I got gas. Time. Look at the times a day. These are the times a day I work. I use a percentage of my vehicle, depreciation of my vehicle, maintenance on my vehicle. To write some of that off as a businessman, you know. And then to make it really truly legal like the government would want it to be, is you lease a certain amount of time of your personal vehicle to that business on paper. So that way it's not commingling. It's completely clear, like between the hours of this and this, and not including the odd times. This vehicle is being used for this business, for business purposes, charged at this rate. You know what I'm saying? And it's better. I'm telling you, it's a mess, like keeping paperwork, but It's the ultimate thing. But yeah, UCC reports is on every credit report that there is. Period. Like everyone, not even just like credit bureaus you know of, like FDI Insight, all the info groups like CreditNet and stuff like that. Every data collection agency in the United States picks up UCC filings because they're public. Like I could go down there and get a copy of it. So being plugged in with the actual database and updating your database every so often, you'll pull all the fresh information in every so often. However often you update, excuse me, you'll pull all that information up into your system anyway. So, but yeah, anything public, like I always compare stuff like that to bankruptcies. It's the same question: do bankruptcies show up on all your credit reports? Yes, they do, and because it's a public, filing. You have to publicly file for bankruptcy to publicly let anybody that you owe money, let them publicly know that you filed. And it's the same thing to publicly let somebody know that this company has a lot of collateral, whatever, but this particular collateral is secured by some agreement that we have. The details of that agreement is my job to make sure that they're public. So that way when people go to digging, because they hate to scratch their head, because then what's going to say in my file? Like, well, it's got a UCC, but I have no idea what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's check real estate, or it's not check real estate, or it's check buyer or seller. That's kind of vague. That leaves a big unknown out there. I need to dig. And so if I know you're going to dig, I need to put it somewhere public so you can find it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I go to make my addendum on my UCC one, in my addendum, I'll leave a reference number to the filing. So that way when you find the UCC, the reference number to where I registered at the county is right there. So that way you find that, okay, let's dig, let's find the details. Made it easy for us. Here's the registration number right here. We go to that county online or whatever, and we dig into that, and that's an open book too. So now we got the details of whatever that agreement is that company got. So we put that on the file too. Now it looks like we done something. We dug a little deeper and we got a little, we did something, like we cracked some major case or something. And that's what it's all about. Nah, see what it is? Okay, I got you, Coco. When it comes to taxes, this is how that works. That specific example. If I lease equipment to you, see, I will only, even it still applies the same thing I said from the beginning. Taxes only apply on profit. So let's say this working example. Hold up, because this thing is getting fuzzy. All right, here we go. Here's a working example, right? It's like this. Say I got the equipment. Say I'm paying $30 an hour for the equipment, and I do a UCC with you at $35 an hour for the equipment. I got it for $30 an hour for the equipment. All right, now say you paying. I'm putting on the books that you're paying. I'm putting on the books that I leased it to you. But the taxes, my handling fee, how long it wasn't rented, and all that. Say when I draw the line and add everything up at the bottom, I actually took like a $500, $600, or $1,000 loss. There's no taxes to pay. Like I haven't made any money. Taxes is only paid on profit. So I could spend $100,000 organizing some kind of event, but only make $80,000 in cash. I'm $20,000 in. There's no taxes to pay. Everything was an expense. Like I'm still looking for 20 grand. So there's what taxes do I pay the government? Where am I up at? Like, I put 100 out, I made 80. So how owe you any money? I ain't made nothing. If anything, I'm looking for sympathy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. Yeah, you only pay taxes on profit. That's it. It's universal. That's any country, any planet. You have to make money for the government to have a handout. Like I could go buy a house for for 50,000 and make 30,000 on it. I mean, I had to pay sales tax, but not personally. I ain't make nothing. I ain't make no money. I'm down. Like if anything, I'm looking for some kind of return. Like you know what I'm saying. When you do Blogger, you need to do WordPress too, and Blogger usually takes about 3 or 4 days to show up. Yeah, this stuff shows up. I don't know, because people tell me that all the time. They be like, yo, I did exactly what you did, and it's been 3 months, and I don't see nothing. And I be like, you must be extremely lucky or something. I'm like, nah. Like, even on that crisp and nice thing, just with the embedder, like the very next day it was on there. You type it in, it comes up at the very top. Actually like a couple of hours later it was there. But if you did Blogger, you got to do WordPress too. But yeah, it shows up because those are the really heavily crawled websites by the Google Spider. So like by all the search engines. So the one that gets the most hits, like that's like linking to AOL or something like, or Yahoo, because they get a lot of hits. So like a spider only crawls your site as much as it thinks you're going to update information. So if you're dealing with a huge site that updates 5-6 times a day, in order for that spider to be on its job, it's got to crawl your site 5-6 times a day. So that way, every time you change the date and there's a new headline like 5 times a day, like on AOL or something like that, you know, when you go to AOL, you want to see the new thing that's posted 10 minutes ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta, that Google bot has to keep crawling that instead of giving you the page from 10 minutes ago. It's got to give you the page that was updated just a few minutes ago. Because that's our websites like that too. Sometimes people will Google out a certain thing and they'll go to a page. It's like 1,000 pages on the website that people don't know, and it'll be an old page that we had up but just took the tab off, and that's where they end up landing. And the date at the top will say like last year or something like that. So, and there's so many of them, it's hard to go through them and be like, okay, instead of just erasing them, I'll just take the tab off, delete the page and put another page in its place, but that page still exists. So if somebody went to the direct link, they'll be at a page that hasn't been updated. So it's kind of weird. Oh damn, I'm missing all the comments now. Yeah, that's completely different. That's completely different because that's tax you would have to pay on the interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, not even necessarily tax, because that's interest is what you could write off. But that, when it comes to that right there, that involves like in case they file like a what is it, UCC, not a 3, a 1099-C. Yeah, a 1099-C. That's for tax purposes. Like that's just in case you try to beat them. Like they got a back door to stick you either with the tax bill or the property bill. But and then it has to do with appreciation and depreciation and stuff like that. So now that's completely different. Like when it comes to mortgages, I don't even get into that. Like that is crazy wide. So you said you didn't do better too? Yeah, it was the same day. Yeah, it's usually the same day. Yeah, mortgage loans can get complicated. We do mortgage. Well, I don't, but we do mortgages too. Though my little brother, he does mortgages. Like actually, that's what this office is going to be like. Cold call mortgage. Just people sitting here with the cold call list, just buying people soliciting mortgages and stuff. Because you got to have places like that. And it's cheap here, so. Yeah, and that's another thing I was going to make in the webinar too. Um, I'm trying to figure a way to present the information, and I'm gonna shorten it kind of, since like I said, most of it is already in there. And then I'm a cut it to where anybody could ask any question about any topic they want to. So that way it'll make it, like I said, it'll make it where you come away with something. Like anybody could ask anything about real estate, personal credit, offshore stuff, whatever. Wow, it says DC towing. Yeah, embedded's a good thing. Not just embedded, WordPress, Ustream. Like you can set up a Ustream account right now, and 30 minutes from now it'll be on Google. So it's always good to pile up a bunch of stuff with your company name, same address. If you do super pages, a yellow book, like you give that a couple, I don't know, give that a couple of weeks, and that'll be on there. No, yeah, maybe about 2 weeks. Then you'll see that on Google too. Yeah, but I'm supposed to be going though. I gotta. I'm telling you, I've been up all night writing stuff, and trying to get stuff together. If it was up to me, I'd push it back because I'm trying to get it like I said, I wanted to be where we could cover a couple of different topics, and the more I jot stuff down to go over, the more I want to add stuff, and I don't want it to turn out to be like a long drawn out thing like on a Saturday afternoon, so. Still figuring it out, like I said, and I got some audios I wanted to do. Same thing like I was basically discussing just a minute ago about the personal credit, but a little more detail. Certain website URLs you can go to, different stuff like that. So I got a while ago, and I got a lot more work to finish doing, and like before, and other stuff in between that before tomorrow even comes. So. But just to let everybody know in the members area, including like the new members, people that joined today, like the password, the username will still be Gboogie. The password will be Breakers, like BREAKERS, and there'll be a picture on the wheel on the front page, and it'll say webinar. So when you click on that, then that's the password. Matter of fact, I don't even know why I said that. Like that's the password for the people that buy tickets. But the password, the password you have should already still work. Yeah, it'll still work. But just in case it running into some kind of difficulty, you type that in, like, because I'm gonna leave it with everybody's password. This is software that locks everything, and it's already got everybody's password in it. So all I would have to do is take a couple away, and like I can add the password Breakers, as a list of 1,000 passwords, and then upload it in, whatever you're using already, it'll still work, and the new one will still work too. And then like after that, I could just remove that password, and then that password won't work. I love that because like I could like anytime I could always just like block somebody out. So and take it down, erase that person, that password that they is linked to them, and then re-upload it, and they won't be able to get in. So it's cool. It's a cool program. But I'm gonna go now. I've been here 30 minutes. I gotta go. Like I said, I got stuff I gotta edit. I'm telling you can look at my eyes. I ain't no sleep, man. I just been, and then everybody just left for a minute. So yeah. So I'm gonna get on it. Hopefully everybody see y'all tomorrow. I'm still debating on how we gonna do it. I might use Ustream for it because Ustream at the end of it, it gives you a download. Once it saves it, it gives you a flash download that, all you gotta do is give people a URL, they can download it themselves. So that's always real convenient. Stickcam doesn't do that. DimDim does it, but DimDim is real glitchy, and when it comes to that screen sharing, it's not as fast. It doesn't keep up. So probably do Ustream and make it easy, and hopefully I can format it correctly where I can have it available on the website for people that other people that miss it. And I guess that's it. Only thing I hate about the Ustream factor is it doesn't give you any screen sharing ability. So it's like it'll just basically be just like this, me sitting here talking without me being able to give up put any illustrations or anything up. So I wouldn't like that, but it'd be less glitchy. So I gotta have a couple of options just in case we get in and it starts acting funny, and we could immediately without any problem, because if anything it'll be the software, it won't be the connection. And then that way we could immediately have like a plan B option and a plan C option. But I would prefer screen sharing, but like I don't know, like it's that's why I'm trying to put some screen sharing stuff together, trying to put some audios together, so it'll be a nice package. Put the ebook together, so because some people just pay the $25, like they didn't pay full membership, so all they getting is the presentation. So they haven't seen any of the past webinars. So I gotta make sure that it's to that point, where I'm covering everything regardless, and then whatever I don't cover, the ebook will have it in it, and so it's a lot of stuff to weigh, to weigh. So just giving y'all a little insight, like, and believe it or not, like, no matter how much people don't believe me, like, I be sitting here, it's for the greater good of my team, but I don't get like a thin dime. Like, I be having to buy my own lunch. Like, they won't even buy me nothing to eat at lunchtime. Like, so all this money goes straight to them, not necessarily like directly in their pockets, but in like some kind of fund. So like if tomorrow we gotta go to Brazil, or tomorrow we gotta go like to New York or California, whatever, that's the traveling money for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not coming out of the company pocket. It's like a little side stream of income that covers expenses. So, and then, so it's like, y'all gotta bear with me some days I don't be here, because I be having to, I got bills too, so I be having to actually work the stuff that has to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, then still, fulfill my obligations and stuff like that. So, and the weird thing about it is as much as they know enough about this stuff, but the way it evolves so much, like, neither one of them want to sit here though. They don't like being in front of the camera. They don't like talking to people. So it'll always be me, because it doesn't really matter to me either way. Yeah, when it comes to like the business credit stuff, like I like talking about that. No problem. You take it easy too. And see everybody tomorrow. I'm telling you, it's a good thing I can't push it up. I'm telling you, I'll push it up, but I think Saturday afternoon is a good thing. It's gonna be a rough one. Yeah, because I love to push it up if it was up to me. Please believe it. Um, I don't know. Like, I don't know, just to make it fun. I don't know. I might go down, because like right now I'm in North Carolina office. These like 3 buildings we converted into like offices. They were houses. One is like a modular home. One is I don't know, center block building, and then one I guess is like a manufactured building, like one of them gyms you go to, and it's like they just put it out there. It's like, well, so we out here, so we might go to the beach office and broadcast from there, because after the stress and stuff like that, we're gonna need like some place to refresh and actually relax and stuff. After the webinar, that's the reason I didn't, because like, maybe they be trying to work me to death, Quan. Like, you want me to sit here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or every day, go through that and order stuff, finish up an ebook, do some audios, continue to update the site, and prepare for a webinar at the same time. I'm only human, man. I'm only one person. There's only so much I can do. And this is all, like I said, like, I never take for granted that the fact that people actually paid for the membership, so I never blow that off. But I always drop a hint every now and then. I'm like, this is all gratis on my end, so I thought I was doing a pretty good job. I mean, yeah. Yeah, see, I was gonna do it that way, but see, like I was explaining, like as you see, I'm here. Like, we left for a day or two. I had to come back here. It's some mail we waiting for. Is basically what it is, and it can't be shipped. So I gotta be here to get it. I gotta sign for it. And every day I'll be waiting for the man to come and bring it. So in the meantime, like I just like with just now, somebody else was just in here. Like this, even this right here, like it's 2 computers. Like I can actually grab the cameras around, but it's like 2 computers right here, PCs. One looks like a PlayStation 3, and one looks like the regular one. But both of these, like one of these, is coming with me. So like the camera and stuff won't be in here. They'll be just in here like cold calling people to death. Like that's it. It's like 2 phones right here. Like they just be beating people to death. Like you know what I'm saying? They working off commission. Like people got to pay their dues. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to do it that way though. I'm gonna keep it that way. It seems like that's the best way to do it because for like a year straight we just explained it and we were still getting the same questions. And then for like 6 months it was like the same questions, and it was hard to find the answers because the videos are so broad and discuss different stuff. So as it goes on, we're like, all right. I said, all right, well, I'm gonna just start doing audios, like, cause like I could log out now and just sit here for 15 to 20 minutes and make a 15-minute audio talking into the MP3 player, walking around, and then go get something to eat, like, you know what I'm saying, and pause it, and then finish my thought, and then, you know, then put it up there. So it seemed like that would be a good thing to help, you know, topic wise. That way it'd be like, well, you know, about getting red flagged or commonly asked questions, I can sit here and just go through all the commonly asked questions on a video, on a recorder, and then upload them. They'd be a small file, like put a little player, and then you got all the topics in line going down the page. So we working on it. I'm telling you, we're working on it. And that's the best way to really do it, because that's what we was talking about the other day. If you got videos on YouTube, videos on the site, you got audios on the site, and you got an ebook that wraps, you know, you got something printed that rounds it all out, it should cut way down on emails and stuff that I get. It should cut way down. So that I'm trying to give it like a visual aid, because trust me, I've been working for the last 6 months to try to make this site where it runs by itself, where any question you could possibly think of is in there somewhere. Like, where I don't get, like, it's cutting down now. We used to get close to 5,000 emails a day, and it's trickling down, you know, like 30-something hundred now. It's going down now, because I try to answer everything. And so every day I won't have the same question, like, how long does it take to get the Paydex? Like how, you know, out of all the videos, like, that's one question that shouldn't get asked anymore. So, and then, you know, and I already know, like, as soon as I see it, I'm like, it depends. And instead of explaining that in 6 paragraphs from my phone, like, you know what I'm saying, I just, like, it depends, like, you know, like, it depends on a lot of things. So it's like, it's a general question, so I try to put into people's mind that is a general question. Like, that's like asking, if I buy these apple seeds from you, how many apples will I get off of each tree every year? Like, that's one of those kind of questions. Like, you can't answer that. Like, well, what kind of dirt you gonna use? You gonna plant in the sun or the shade? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's the kind of questions I be getting, and those are the most frustrating ones. And people don't know any better, so it's not, you can't get mad at them. And you have to really, you know, shoot stuff back to them so they can, you know, like the same example, like, well, you know, that's really a general question. Like, it depends on a lot of factors, like where you plant it, how much you water it, how much sun it gets. So that way, when that person knows that, it'll kind of help them on the next question. Like, you know, when they realize, okay, well, all right, well, what if I did plant it in all these things? Then that's usually the second question. You know what I'm saying? So then you got to tell them it's on the person. You got to know whether the dirt's too wet or not wet enough, or if it needs water or it's water to death. Like, so it's like chess. It's like, you know, that's why anybody that swears to know, like, certain specific stuff, like, I could get you this in this amount of time, I'll sell you this company and guarantee you this. Like, they're liars. Like, it's not possible. Like, anybody that says that in their advertisements, they lying. I'm telling you. Nobody can predict what some bank is going to do, or they wouldn't have any problem advertising. You see them on TV. Some sponsors would have picked them up. Like, that means they can get the world approved. Like, come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Whoever they dealing with, they got that much money. So that's kind of practices we try to maintain. Like that's why we've never done that. I never tell you, like, look, in 2 months you'll be able to get like 90,000 in credit. Like, why would I do that? Like, I can't predict what the bank's gonna do. I can't predict, like, it's towns going bankrupt. I can't predict tomorrow what's gonna happen. So for me that's why you find them people, you know, the most upset. Those are people that really prey on people and take advantage of the myth that people be perpetuating on the internet. I tell people like this: you gotta look at this business credit. Like, I got a lot of people. I'm not gonna say no names. I got, like, man, it's not even a lot. It's 2 people that email me to death every day, every morning. And I say this in the most loving way, and I also say it with a slight undertone to get it to calm down just a little bit. But so it kind of works both ways, because it's like, wow, I know he's talking about me, and then, you know, so it works in my favor either way. So anyway, it's like this. You got to look at this stuff like this. If you're just coming into this, and this is your first experience with it, and you're trying to speed up the process, you have to understand this thing has been going on for like 2,000 years. Like, so it's not anything that you feel that you just coming into it, that you've got a bright idea, that you figure you can get over them. It's been done to death. It's like coming in and finding out that you can laser copy $1 bills. I don't care how good you get them to look. It doesn't mean anything. You gotta remember, you can go in there and try to pawn them up. Like, you gotta remember, a million people came before you and tried that. So when you're at like the lower stages of it, it's better to just follow it and get the hang of it first. And then you can, from experience, you can figure, like, okay, well, I did this and this worked. Let me try it over here. This company, they both backed by the same thing. And you can test your theories and actually put them to work. But pushing too hard and being too anxious will actually get you in trouble. I'm telling you. Because if I can see it, they can see it. And I don't have the database that they have. I can look at a person just from the frequency of emails. It's like every day at some point. Like, at some point, unless you're making orders every day, or finding new directories to fill out for every day, but you can't really play an angle every day. Like, it's got to be startup. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, the only thing I can say is start a business. Like, and don't look so much of the credit part, but fine tune the business model, and that'll make it the way it's supposed to be. You'll make your orders the way you're supposed to, then you just work on the business. You don't even worry about that. That's going to do what it's supposed to do, regardless of how much you try to rush it. That's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's usually the cook rushing it, the finished cooking, that messes it all up at the end. So, I'm telling you, man, because it'd be, I could open up my phone right now, it'd be the same name down the whole screen, and I go to the next page with the same person, like 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you could pretty much tell, and not just one person, but I mean, it'd be a handful of people that, like, it just be like, I can tell, like, you being impatient. You have to take your time. You gotta work it. If it was that easy, it is easy, but if it was that quick, everybody would do it. And I'm giving all the legitimate and the gray area stuff I could possibly give to help people that would need the extra oomph to get over the wall. But besides that, there is no way. I get emails all the time. Somebody said they give me $40,000 trade line for $1,500. I'm telling you, like, that'll get you flagged. Like, why would you want to do that? I mean, now if he give you a $500, $600, $700, $800 trade, something that look more natural, for $50, $60, then hey, that won't hurt too bad. But to pop up with a $50, $60, $80,000 trade and you don't got nothing else on it, just that, it's so obvious. It'd be like, damn, like, then now I need to find out, since I don't got nothing else on you. Now I need to find out who these people are. Like, who are they? Now I gotta find out. It looks so lopsided that now I gotta find out if you affiliated with them, because this just doesn't smell right. And then further investigation, you end up that whole domino effect, everything they got set up where they selling trades, all at a crumble like that. This stuff has been going on for a long time. Like, the credit bureaus are not stupid. People used to try to get credit, their scores get bad, they try to piggyback on other people's credit cards, they killed that. Like, they tried every trick in the book. Like, it's not happening. Like, all those tricks is why the economy's bad right now. So all them holes been plugged, man. So there's only so much you can do to really get yourself a good advantage on everything. It's only so much you can do within the legal parameters to actually, stay in the game. And I don't even know how long that's gonna last. So I just be having to say that, man, because it's so easy to. Everybody knows something about something. If you're really trying to start out like a legitimate business, whatever it is you know something about, throw a website up. If you don't gotta be on camera, write a blog or something and talk about it, and turn whatever you're trying to do into a product, because obviously you know enough about it that you want to do it. So why not write a diary down or some memoirs on your road to doing it? Post it every day. You know what I'm saying? And you'll gather a following, and then once people, and you can list your successes and failures as you're building what you're trying to do. And once you get to the first hump that's on your ladder, you can sell that package. People followed you up so far. You can sell that package to a person and because they, you know, they've seen through you know, proof and following you that, okay, your method works. And that's a product in itself that'll help gather you and garner you like funding for whatever it is you're trying to do. It gives you a source of income. Like, you know, it's kind of a weird thing. I mean, even that website itself and the whole process itself, you could sell that website to somebody else, a website that's already producing income, and start from scratch. Like, you know, so it's like, it's better to think of the business more than the money, even though I know people need money, like the way times is right now, like everybody needs money. It's a serious credit crunch. But it's like, you know, it's so obvious to the credit bureaus that you really have to like really work the business, like just put the money part aside. And this is what the bank is really asking you, like, what have you done so far, or if your own resources so far, to what have you dumped into it so far? Let me see. You got a post office box, bank account? No. Damn. Stationery, business cards? No. Okay. I can't find, you know, phone, you know, anything, any flyers, pamphlets, anything, like website, anything, like, you know, anything. Give me something, like, show me what you did other than put gas in the car, coming down here and asking me for money. Show me how you at least put a small amount of what you asking for into your own business before you get me to put something in. I'll go in with you, but I don't want to fund the whole thing. Like, I'm just loaning you money, and, you know, so that's all it is. It's like, show me what you've done. Show me where you registered with. Like, what steps have you taken to be found? Like what have you done? And this is truly common sense. This is the truth. This is how it works. Yeah, this is not stretching it. You guys, any banker, they tell you the same thing. Like, when they come in, they'll see some receipts. Let me at least see what you spent. Show me where you bought staplers and pens and pads and supplies. Like, show me something. Show me, at least I can believe that. Like, we're like, okay, well, I see where you spend this off your own money. Like, all right, so far we up to $1,500, $2,000. All right, here we go. You know, so now when we talking about loaning, we talking about somewhere in that area, because I seen at least you dump that in your own business. You got at least $1,500 worth of faith in it. So if that's all you got in it, then you can count me in for like $800, then. I kick in that into it then, because, you know what I'm saying, especially looking at the dates on the receipts, like if they're all like kind of together, then yeah, it means you got the momentum going. Yeah, I kick in $800-900 since you put 15 in so far. Like, that's just how it works. So I just like to always get that point across, because if you come off just working the credit angle and not the business angle, you'll come up short without a corporate kit. Even if you got the corporate kit, none of your stocks are signed. Even if your stocks are signed, none of the meetings and minutes are filled out at all. Like, none of the position parts is signed at all. Like, none of the salaries and stuff. Like, nothing is in the book, is completely empty. Like, that kind of stuff, that doesn't take any money to fill it out. I mean, that's the truth. It doesn't cost nothing to fill that stuff out. It costs nothing. You can Google out how to fill it out and everything. Like, you know, it actually tells you how to fill it. It's a sample page, and it's like filling the blank. It's like, the CEO says you fill in your name. Like, so you got to have that stuff. That's all. And before, you didn't have to have none of that. Like, before, none of that even mattered. And that's the difference between now and then. Like, now you got to have it. Like, you got to have it. So that's pretty much it. And see, I can't sit here too long, because I end up throwing a seminar in this junk. I got to go. Okay. Yeah, because I'm going to catch me a power nap or something. I've been up since yesterday. I'm using the camera as a mirror. My eyes are red. Wow. Yeah. I don't think I smoke cigarettes. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, well, see y'all tomorrow. Gotta go. It's been fun though. I had a good time today though. See, I be sleep deprived. That's when I seem like I had the most fun. But guess I'll see y'all tomorrow. Is that UB Rhymes? I ain't seen UB in a while. +4 Ghost Monsters. For the 4 people that can't log in, I'm gonna see if I can remember this. You click on the picture of the man on your box, or on my face, like on the video screen. and it asks for email and whatever nickname you want to go by. Leave the password blank, and it'll allow you to log in and interact. I always forget to paste that down there because I'm on this end. All I do is log in, and I'm just on the screen, so I never ever logged in. But that's the way they explain it every time. So, but yeah, you took a break from it. Yeah, do you got your paydex score and stuff like that yet? Because at the end of that, the Natty it's got a paydex score and everything. My little nephew took it because it was better just to give him give it a purpose so somebody could do something with it. Oh, using Vegas? Okay. Yeah, there's not much change. Like anything that's changed, it's located in there within the videos. We got a webinar coming up, and just to try to spice it up a little bit, I was gonna really lean more towards like personal credit. It's really like a really simple thing, but I was gonna try to really get into specifics of it though. Even though it's stuff like that, I don't really like. Like I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe when it comes to this stuff, like when it comes to other stuff, like I'm a pretty shrewd businessman. But when it comes to like basic information, I feel kind of funny selling stuff that's real simple. You know what I'm saying? And then people always remind me, well, it might just be simple to you, but then I'd be like, nah. But then you search, the information is there. So it is so simple because you got a million different people explaining it a million different ways. So it's out there. And I hate just taking something and putting a different spin on it. I'd rather like bring something that's new that nobody's had a chance to copy off of yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say everybody pretty much if they started back when the 90s first started, you should have like a paydex score by now. So definitely, because they had one. I don't know, about 8 weeks. 8 weeks, yeah. 2 trades in 6. No, 2 trades in 1 week, and paydex score in 6, 7, something like that. But about 2 months, because end of August, the whole September went by. Yeah, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. But I'm gonna go. I'm glad this thing didn't kick us off. Webinar coming tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern time. If you live in California, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was thinking about pushing it up, man, but I really don't want to. Like I said, there's some people that just paid for the ticket and didn't pay for membership. So I hate to, I can't really. I got to make sure I cover everything. Either that or I had to just give them a pass. So, like give them links to just like the webinar and stuff like that, the past ones, and I don't know. So that's what I said. I got to take the time out to figure this stuff out. Oh, you been gambling? Yeah, I can't mess around. I never really got into gambling, not unless you consider like forex trading and stuff like that. Like, we roll dice and stuff for fun around the house, like for change, whatever change you got in your pocket just to kill time. But I always figured life was a big enough gamble. Like even when I love Vegas, and I'll go on the cruise ships and all that. But whatever I pull out my pocket and get like chips for, I always assume I'm gonna lose it. Like it's basically the cost of entertainment. Like I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and spend this and that's it. Like so, if anything comes, it seems like I always win when I do that though. Like I don't really be caring. Like I go get a scratch off. Like my people they addicted to these scratch offs. There, you go get a scratch off and you pay like $20 for a scratch off and hit 500. Like you get. I don't know. Like I don't know. I'll be like, look, if I give you this money, I'm not looking for it back. I'm not gonna chase it back once you take it from me. That's not gonna happen. I learned once it's their money, it's their money. The chase ends there. The only thing you can chase is go back in your pocket and put it back out there. You know what? Mark Augustine is covering the forex and yeah, it is fun. He's covering the forex, and I try to be respectful of colleagues and stuff like that. Like I don't know his situation. I don't know. He may be doing this for a living. So if that's like what he's doing to feed his family and stuff, then I wouldn't. He's going a different direction. It seems like everybody that's been around for a while is sticking with their own direction. So I ain't want to step on his toes. Number one, and then number two, that would be another subject that would require me to sit And you know, I mean, I could always make videos and screen share, but especially like on this website, coming from this website and people from this website knowing about it, all it would do is triple my emails, and that's something I'm trying to beat them down. Like, but I could always throw up a separate site with just separate instructions. People that come to the site wouldn't know if I was black or white, like, you know, and it would work out better. It'd be like real generic. But yeah, I still got real estate to cover. We got footage and stuff, tax sale stuff, footage, all this stuff, and we haven't even done anything with that yet. And we had this for like a year and some change. So I try not to create too much of more of a mess unless somebody else is going to take over the bulk of the responsibilities of that mess, and then I just rather coach it. Like while I'm doing other stuff, like if they have that's their area of expertise, I'll just back them, and then let them handle it, and then we'll both eat together off of it like that. But I frown away from taking over any more like responsibilities that require a lot of my time. Yeah, buying no, yeah, that's another. See that kind of stuff. Yeah, buying mortgage notes, like we do mortgages. Like it's buying paper it's really not anything that requires a whole website. I mean, it's a real simple process. There's lists out there that you can easily access online for free. I mean, and you can buy notes for cents on the dollar. I mean, it's real primitive. It goes back to buying markers like from Number Spot or from loan sharks back in the days. Like, you know, somebody owes you 50,000, you can buy that marker, you know, for 20,000 or whatever. Now that man owes you 50,000, you just paid 20 for it. It's just like buying houses, but it's to some people, depends on where you live. It's better than buying houses because you don't deal with tenants. You just buying what they owe. You know what I'm saying, for pennies on the dollar. So it's just like flipping property. It's such a simple concept that I hate how other people dramatize it and turn it into like an 80-page website when it's really you could really chalk it up in one or two good paragraphs. And you know, to blow it up and make it seem more than it is, it doesn't. You know, I always try to simplify stuff. And it's the same thing. It's like instead of me coming to you saying I'll buy your house and to assume your mortgage, I just go to the bank and say, why don't you sell them your note? You know what I'm saying, for a lower price than what they owe you. They owe you $100,000, sell it to me for 80, and now I'm looking at them for $100,000. The property might be worth 140, 160. So even if they don't pay, I double my money. And I mean that's pretty much it. Like we could log out right now. And that's it. There's really no websites I need to refer you to, or you can pretty much from that concept you can Google the rest of it out. So stuff like that is real simple. So I like to mention it, but I really can't come up with a good method to like really get it to draw out for a long time. Seemed like after a good hard day of just being online talking about it, everybody would have the understanding of it, and then the website would be dead. It'd just be one of them pass through websites. You read everything one time, nothing new come, you know, and then you just keep going. Yeah, you can Google those websites all day. Yeah, all day. Man, I Google one out for you right now. Hold up, this thing's gonna stop recording in 2 minutes, so let me see if I got time. I Google one out for you right now. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Damn. Oh, something else. Let's see. Let's see what we got. And I'm about to do the PP dance in a few minutes, so pardon my friends, so I'm offending anybody. Let's see. That's all about keyword search. Okay, here we go. Got it. Oh man, I just had it. All right, here we go. Trying to find a really good website, like an actual company. Let me go back because I just had one. Like an actual website that sells debt, sells paper. That's all really your keyword is. All you really need is buying debt. like here's like redphonefunding.com, direct buyer of notes. Um, and I guarantee if I go to their site, they sell notes as well. Still going down. We buy and sell your mortgage notes. Buy notes, sell notes. That's Eskimo.com. Let's see. National note and land contract buyers, trust deed buyers, mortgage note buyers, commercial note buyers, free note